Dear devotees and friends, today, the first Saturday of the month, and as the arrangement with the Hindu temple of Greater Chicago, Lemont, we will be studying the Narada Bhakti Sutra. So, let us begin. Yashya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastashmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. I bow down to Lord Vishnu, the great God, whose mere remembrance makes one free from the bondage of birth and death. Friends, we are studying the Narada Bhakti Sutra and we have completed almost 26 aphorisms. Now today, the great Muni Narada, in his aphorism of the Bhakti Sutra, they claims that the devotion is the best path for the realization of the God. Now, each and every one, in the Hindu tradition, the Sanatana Dharma tradition, they have discovered 4 ways, 4 means to reach God. And they are the Jnana, Bhakti, Karma and Dhyana. Karma and Dhyana are mixed with the Bhakti and Jnana. So, mainly they say Jnana Bhakti. The Jnana means path of knowledge and Bhakti path of devotion. Narada here, he is advocating the path of devotion. And he is claiming that the path of devotion is the best. So, that is the why the path of devotion better than other practices? Then Narada says, Ishwarasya api abhimana deshitvat dvaina priyatvat. It is the 27th aphorism. Narada is telling, because the God dislike egotism. So, why Narada says that the God dislike egotism in the path of knowledge? They say, aham brahmasmi, does it mean that? Or when they are practicing, this is not this, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Does it mean that that is the ego? No, it cannot be the ego. The Ishara api abhimana deshitvat. Dvaina priyatvat. By here it means anyone as a humble person can approach. It's not necessary that he has to have any other things. Just faith in the existence of God and the humbleness. So that this too is sufficient. So that is why he is telling. And we know the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in his Shiksha Ashtakam, he said, Trinadopi sunichena tayor eva sahishnuta. We discussed this in the last class a little. Trinadopi sunichena. You must be humble like a grass. In the path of devotion, God is everything. So, obviously, I am meditating or I am serving others or I am judging or discriminating, that is absent. Here, it is only the God and I am at his feet. Whatever God thinks, God does. So, that way it is very humble. And anyone who is humble can take up this path. The Narada, his first argument, the bhakti, the devotion, is the best because it is applicable to all. Anyone can approach. That is of course true. The social changes that they come. A time came when the Muslim aggression, because of that, the people, they were confused what to do, and religion means their culture. When this culture is completely in this way destroyed, then a great personality came to protect, and one after another they came, and one was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, only take the name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That will be sufficient. So just to protect the people, and by that way he mixed up the song and the dance together, and he took out the processions. That was the first time he introduced. All people, they are singing. Now you can see many of the people, any program, they will be having the processions and all people. It was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and because of him only, together you feel the strength. Because the oppression was there, now these whole people, they are coming together on the street and singing and dancing. So that slowly gave them the lot of confidence, the faith, and by that way they could retain their religion. But only thing, all people could come. It is not that you have to go and sit in one corner and meditate and like this or that. No. Just take the name of God. So this is the way many people, Narada is telling, anyone who is not having the ego can come and take the refuge in God. Ishwarasya opi abhimana deshitvat. Even the God doesn't like the egoistic people. Of course, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also said like that. Ami mole ghuchibe janjal. This is the ego only is the problem. When the ego is not there, then everything is clear. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that you must be very, very humble, humble like a grass. The trinadopi sunichena tayoriva shahishnuta. Look at the trees, they are giving the shade, the fruit. Even when the people are cutting the trees, that who is cutting the tree is giving shade to him too. Have that type of, develop that type of character. Love for each and everyone and hate for no one. The hatred is a terrible thing. If I start hating, oh, those are my enemy, I should hate, then hate will become, the hatred will slowly capture you, and the beginning you will start with your enemy, and then you will turn that to your brother, then you will turn to each and every one, ultimately you will start hating yourself. So this is the problem. So one should be very, very careful in the name of language, in the name of religion, in the name of whatever. If you develop the hatred, that will destroy yourself. So be very careful. That is exactly what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. And then it is telling, follow rupatvat. In the 26th verse it says, follow rupatvat. 27 it says, ishara opi abhimana deshitvat. And daina priyatvat. Humbleness is loved by God, and this devotion is itself the fruit, the result. So this is very unique, because the path itself is the goal. When slowly we will come to that, and slowly we will discuss about that. When we are following the path of devotion, what happens? Automatically we become disciplined. You have to get up early morning, you have to bathe, and then you have to change your clothes, then you have to come, and in time you have to prepare, and you have to, the God is sleeping, so you are coming and waking up the God. So you have to say, God, please get up, now it is time, people will be coming to visit you, and you are then offering the breakfast to God and cleaning him, giving him new dress, and dressing him. If you go to the temples, and you can see how nicely they are doing. Of course, slowly it becomes too much. Then the problem is with us, that we cannot control. The limitation is necessary, but extravagant goes on doing, increasing that, and that becomes the whole time consuming thing. You cannot meditate, you cannot concentrate, you cannot think of God. That is the problem. But the limitation is wonderful. If you go to Vellore Math, you will find the early morning, the pujaris are coming, they'll make the God ready. At 4 o'clock, there will be bell, the door will be opened, all other monks and brahmacharis are coming, and the God is ready to give the darshan. There's a beautiful way it goes. Early morning, even before the sunrise, and if you go by the bank of the Ganga and the cool breeze and you look at that God and He's so pleasing, and by that way automatically the devotion itself is giving the fruit. And what is that fruit? Joy. What is the ultimate goal of spirituality? Joy. And you are getting that joy, that happiness. When you look at that image, the God is sitting over there and so fresh, as if smiling at you. And when you are there, so many other devotees, somehow you are looking at Him and you feel the God's eyes meeting you. You are imagining and you are so happy. By that way, the phalarupatvat, it gives the fruit itself. When we are practicing meditation and other spiritual austerities, why we are practicing that? To get the joy, to get the happiness. When we can concentrate after a lot of struggle, then when we can concentrate, we can withdraw all our sense organs and as from the sense objects and can concentrate on one object, and even for a moment if it goes, it is a good, wonderful feeling. And you get that feeling right in the morning when you go to the temple and look at the God, you and God. You get that feeling. So, phalarupatvat. It says, it gives the result. You are practicing devotion. You are coming in the morning and running for that, and then ultimately when you go and see, isn't that? So, that's why the Narada is telling in the 26th aphorism, phalarupatvat, and 27, you should be humble. If you are not humble, then you can never get the blessings of God. One-pointed devotion, love for God, this is uninterrupted flow of divine qualities of God, slowly but steadily manifest in the life of the devotee. Now, when we are going to God, suppose we go to the Rama temple. Every day we go to the Rama temple and we say Rama, Rama. But we never read about the lives of Sri Ramachandra, what he has done. We don't understand what is actually the quality of Rama. Satya. There is a truth. And he is so steadfast in his promises, in his swadharma, as a son, as a husband, and like as a king. He is so much perfect that we don't learn. And we claim ourselves the devotee of Sri Rama, and we are fighting with others and forcing them, hey, you must love Rama. First, you understand what is Rama. The Rama means Ramayati iti Rama. It gives the joy. Have you felt joy in that way ever? Just dressing and putting the vermilion mark and then shouting. Okay, that is all right if you feel like that, but the true devotee should try to understand. So, this is very, very essential. The devotee should feel all those, the divine qualities that the Sri Ramachandra was having. So, even the rishis, so knowledgeable people and so pure in thought, they were also accepting Sri Ramachandra, a very young boy, hardly 13, 15 years old. And then he was going out with the Sita to keep the promise of his father. He could become a king. All those things if we learn, then we will learn Tyaga. Now, if necessary, I am ready to give up. Are you ready? Then you are a devotee of Rama. So, devotion doesn't mean just blind following the path, not understanding what, and developing the ego, I am. Rather, it is better not to go to God. You know, Swami Vivekananda said, whatever you do in a separate way, that result will be 1:1. But if you go to the temple, if you go to God and do something wrong, the bad result will be 10 times. So, one has to be very, very careful. You cannot deceive God. You can deceive everyone, but you cannot deceive God. So one must be careful. And ego is the one thing that the God hates, because of that ego we are separated from God. One must be humble and one must help others, cooperate others. Here he says, follow rupatvat. How the result will come? When we know the characteristics of that God. That's why we insist. Those who come to take initiation from us, we always insist you better study the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna first, because you are going to accept the ideology of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, which is nothing but love and unselfishness, pure love and complete unselfishness. And if you read that, you will find in every pages, in every time, he is sacrificing, his tremendous love. And when you are taking the name of that God slowly, those qualities will come within you and you will feel joy, and that is the goal. Through devotion, one can reach over there without any that effort, that terrible effort that other people are doing. The presence of God within all time and every moment, devotion becomes the means and the goal for a rupa. And the Bhagavad Gita also, it says in the 26, 27 I am discussing. In the 27 it says you must be humble. And we find in the Bhagavad Gita and the characteristics of a student, who can be a good student. He says, pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya tad viddhi. That means the knowledge. Viddhi, you must know. And the student means they're constantly fighting, constantly shouting, constantly closing. Oh, they are great students. As if whole time is going for that, and then you were discussing. Then when you are going to become humble to ask the question, and if you learn from the Google, then why you go to the school? Why you go to study from the teachers? Then, everything is in Google, we can just download, we can read. Then why you are there in the school itself? So we have to understand that period. The leaders of the society should also understand. The students should not be disturbed at all. The students and the sannyasins, the recluses, these two parts of the life is divided into 4. First is brahmacharya, garhastha, vanaprastha, then the sannyasa. The sannyasins should not be disturbed. They should not be dragged down to the politics and the social problems. They should not, because their life should go beyond that. The social problem can never be stopped. We are thinking we can just rectify these and everything will be all right. Look at the history. You solve one problem, another problem comes, like the rheumatism. If you are thinking that it is paining in the hand, and someday it will not be in the hand but in the leg. It just goes on like that. Swami Vivekananda also mentioned like that. We have to understand these. And these two, and when the students are learning, they should not be disturbed with any other thing but study. They should study properly and with humble. Those who are going to teach them should also be, the quality is not only a certificate from a university. The quality of a teacher as a missionary, as a lover of education, they should love. Then only it is possible. And students should be pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. What is the pranipata? Humility and reverence. The devotion and to realize God, humility and reverence. And for education, two types of education. One is the science education, external, another is spiritual. For both, this quality is essential, pranipatena and pariprasnena. And what is the pariprasna and sevaya? true inquiry and true service. How you are serving? In those days, they used to physically serve the teachers. They used to bring the faggots, they used to cook for the teacher, and they will be taking care of the teacher's cows and all that, whatever it was there. Nowadays, it is not there, but you can serve your teacher by listening to him and following his instruction. That is the service also we can give. But the situation changes. But pariprasna, the inquiry, that should be constantly, you should go on asking why this, why this, why this. Both in the mundane education and also spiritual education, you should get completely clear about your path, your idea should be. And pranipatena, this is important, I am quoting this, humility and reverence. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned in his own way, he said, Nichu jomite jal jame. The water collects only in a lowland. So on the tip of the mountain, there will be no water. The egoistic person, constantly thinking, I know, he will learn nothing. But the humble person will learn a lot many things. So humbleness should not be misunderstood as dullness or idiotic mentality. No, that is not. Humbleness is the mixture of sharp intellect and clear understanding with gentle and courteous behavior. That is humbleness. Humble means, oh, idiot, he can't think, he cannot do anything, oh, he is humble. No, he is not at all. He is a completely different category. The humbleness, here it says, it must be mixture of sharp intellect. He knows everything, understands everything, and clear understanding what he is going to do about that, clear understanding. Most of the people, when they come for religion, their understanding is mixed up. They have read these, that, so many things. They are thoroughly confused. They do not know what actually religion, what is God, and they are thinking something we must do. And they will be taking something from the Buddhists and something from the Hindus, something from others, and the thorough confusion. People, they come and ask, can you please teach meditation? Why? Because you are feeling the problem within, that so many other things are there. So that's why you are thinking, I'll just close my eyes and breathing, taking the breathing from one nose and releasing from other nose, and then I will be free. Is it so easy? It is not. The many of the people, it has become like a business. So they earn money by developing different type of technique, and for some moment you get some comfort and you feel, oh yes, I attended that 1 month course and I have spent $1,000 like that. So if you are happy, it is okay. But main thing is, you must be clear about why I am practicing religion. One, majority of the people, they practice religion to satisfy their wants. They have, of course, the protection from the social security or the insurance companies. At the same time, they come to temple, God's protection. Okay, if you are clear about that, no problem. But if you think that this life is so short, I saw my grandfather and within 10 years he passed away. Then my father, then my mother, then my all uncles, aunties, relatives, friends, all around people, they are all dying for a different reason. We can now blame the corona, that is okay, corona, but people all the time they are dying whether corona is there or not. But when the people are dying means I am also going to die. Maybe today, maybe after 50 years or 60 years. But whatever it may be, I am going to end my life. Then what I am going to achieve? That is the main thing. If I understand God is the source of joy and I am going to have the joy, okay, that is the right path. Then slowly you have to understand how I am going to get that. By cheating others, by criticizing others, by writing against others? By what? So you must be clever to understand this. That is the main understanding. Who will help you? You have to understand this. Now, this is my goal, and this goal, to achieve that, I must follow either the path of jnana or the path of bhakti. And the path of bhakti, it says, it is automatically it is there within me. What is there? I have to be humble. I have to have faith in the words of the teachers who says God is there. The teacher like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, God is there. So I have to believe that. And what is that God? Full of love. And how the love can come? Through unselfishness, practicing unselfishness. So by practicing unselfishness, I reduce my ego and I feel joy. The more I go, the more I feel joy. Previously, someone told to go and give the fruits and flowers to God, I simply go and give. Then when I continue that, I go and give, I feel the God is waiting for that. Hey, you are late today, I am waiting for the fruits. I feel that. That is the way, step by step, you are progressing. The devotion itself is the goal. So Bhagavan says that you have to be humble. Narada Muni therefore is telling, Tasya jnanameva sadhanam iti eke. Now one should not misunderstand the devotion as the idiotic in way. Oh, devotion, the ladies they go, they do only this. We the male folk, we are intelligent. We are we are doing this and that. So we stand outside the temple and smoke because that is not for the male. No, nothing like that. This is very, very intelligent people. They are taking up the path of devotion. And what that devotion, when you take the devotion in a correctly, understanding correctly, how it is possible? Narada, he says in the 28th aphorism, he says, Tasya jnanameva sadhanam iti eva. Knowledge is the means to attain bhakti. Look at it. Knowledge is the means to attain bhakti. The devotion is not just emotion. Devotion is clear understanding. And understanding comes from knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Remember the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. What is jnana? One. From one everything has come. Conception of one, understanding of one, knowledge of one, that is knowledge. And when we think all the so many varieties, then that is ignorance. So knowledge comes through discrimination, through analysis. So many things are there. Everything that I see is a mixture of other things. The original, the only that thing, no. Even the chemistry is searching for that or one component from which everything has come. Physics is also trying to find out the one matter from which everything has come. Everyone is going to that one only. We are going to have a retreat in this month. That one, we are going to reach to that. So this one, how it is possible? He says through jnana. What is that knowledge? Understanding. What is the understanding? There must be someone who is intelligent at the same time the cause of all this matter, material. The material cause and intellectual cause, these two are necessary for the creation, and when you see this creation, that means there were two. Now, if there are two, there will be clashes. Anything that is a combination, the mixture is going to break. There must be someone who is continuously doing it. Otherwise, it is not possible. So we go on analyzing and come to conclusion it is only God. And God never changes. God never dies. And God is the Akshara, Abhaya. And God must be all pervading. if the God is having one form that is limited into that form, then he cannot be God. Those who say Krishna is the only God and there cannot be any other God is not thinking about this way. Krishna, of course, God. But when you conclude that Krishna is the only God and this is the only form that Krishna is having, and with a flute in his hand, and if the flute is not there, he is no more Krishna, of course it is your philosophy. I am not going to comment. If the Krishna is having only one form, then Krishna is limited. And anything that is limited cannot continue for a long time. There has a time when it will break. It cannot be infinite. The finite cannot be infinite. That is why the Lord Krishna himself is telling, I am everywhere. Sarvata pani padam tat, sarvata akshi shiro mukham, sarvata srutiman loke, sarva abritta tishtati. Friends, we have to understand this. The Lord Krishna, whom we are worshipping, who is just Gopala, who is doing pranks and we are loving it, he is that whom the others, the Jnanis, are telling the Brahman, the Paramatman. That is Krishna. So that's why the knowledge should be there, clubbed with the devotion, and that is the perfect devotion. Without knowledge, the devotion is only that is emotion, and that is dangerous. God can be seen, heard and touched. One can live with God. This is the ultimate truth. But God cannot be seen by these eyes. One has to have the divine eyes. How the divine eyes are possible? That means they will change these eyes and place something else? No. Our thought will be changed. This machine will be here as it is. The two eyes that we are having, that which is a machine only, it will be there. But the process through which we are looking through this machine will be changed. That is called, as in the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Shuddha Moner Gochar, and the pure mind. Blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. See, the Lord Jesus is also telling 2000 years before. So that is also the same word, Shuddha Moner Gochar. That means the purified mind. And what is the purity again? Those who are following my classes, you all know, again and again I go on telling, the purity means only God. And anything except God, impure. Why? It is temporary. So the world is impure, and worldly thoughts impure. So how we will survive? Understanding that this is only temporary. My real nature is different. So that purity will come. The moment it will come, we can see God, we can hear, we can talk to Him, we can live with Him. And this is the purity. Purity is love and unselfishness. When we see these two divine qualities manifested in one's life, we can understand that person has really become pure. Only bathing in the Ganga and then only eating a particular type of food, only eating particular type of dress, and you think that you are pure, you may think. But the purity never depends on external thing. Purity depends on your mind, your thought. You can deceive others, all pure people outside, they will, oh, look at him, the beautiful looking person, and with the tilak he looks so calm and composed, look at his hair flowing from both sides, beautiful. But the original is in your mind. You need not to go and ask others. A whole world may be deceived, but you are the person. So you cannot cheat yourself. You know that you are not pure. Why? Your thoughts are not pure. So this is the way the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna therefore said, one should live with a saint, observe him day and night, and then should know him, his real self, real nature. Sadhuke dine dekhbi, rate dekhbi. You must observe the monk who is claiming that he is the teacher. You must know is true. How you will understand? Because of his. Now, when they are working, in the working field, of course he is doing this, he is doing that, he is going here, he is going there. That is the different thing. But ultimately, when you are having his company, you will understand everything that he is doing for the sake of the organization or sake for the betterment of others, not for him. He is thoroughly unselfish. He doesn't want anything. And he is doing that only for love. Love not for those people. Love not for the appreciation of the society. Love for God. So when you will understand that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Gita gave the list of divine qualities. If at least some of these qualities are not manifested, then what is the use of spiritual life? Therefore, a devotee, before beginning his journey for God, should know the goal and also should be clear about the means. 3 months I will practice meditation, and if I am not getting the realization, then I will change the guru, I will go to somebody else, then I will. You can go on, it is your life and it's a free country, but you will never get success. The spiritual life is a completely different thing. We are just reading some books and we are understanding. After retirement, there is no other work. I am reading the book and I have understood, and now I can give a sermon. There are many people they are doing. That is not the way. It's a long preparation. Dirgha kalam nairantara yat satkara sevita didha bhumi. In the Yoga Shastra it says, Patanjali Yoga Shastra, and it says a dirgha kalam, for a long period of time, maybe this life, maybe many other lives. You have to be patient. I am going to reach to the goal, whether in this life or not. I will try to reach in this life itself. But if not, no problem. I will continue in the next life again. So that is, it says, dirgha kalam, nairantara yat. Continuously, if you come and stay with us, you will find our routine is the same. The same routine we started, I personally started in 1975 and continuously doing the same routine. And why you are doing so much, and within few days you should have to realize, and not like that. Dirgha kalam nairantara yat, because the joy that is coming, it is not in one day. Different type of, the Maya is really powerful. The moment you are thinking within 2-3 months I should complete, Maya will give you something, and you will imagine, the trees, they are talking with you, and the plants are welcoming you, and I have seen Brahman. No, not like that, it's not. That then the life will change. It may be, you in the past life you have done a lot, so this life within a few days, few years, you can get. Of course, it is possible. But then your life will show that. So one who is trying to realize God should have the patience, the continuous practice. Dirgha kalam nairantarayat satkarya sevita. Satkarya, that when we are performing the work 3 different ways, in our thought, through our speech, and physically, only that we will do that benefits others, satkarya, that benefits others, that only we will do. Didha bhumi, then you are ready to meditate. Well, go, and then 1 month course we go and learn meditation and come back and give the discourse on meditation, write books on meditation. Okay, no problem. But this we have to understand for ourselves, Therefore, a devotee, before beginning a journey, there should be how to move and where to reach. This is the slogan, how to move and where to reach. What path we should take. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and his beloved disciple Swami Vivekananda, they combined the 4 paths. The jnana, dhyana, bhakti and karma. All the 4 paths together. If you have seen our symbol, Ramakrishna Mission symbol, then only the Paramahamsa, that eternal God, that will reveal. So that is the path. And what is that goal? Of course, purity. Of course, joy. Of course, full of love. Now, knowledge and devotion are interdependent. In the aphorism 29, the Narada is telling, it is not the separate, it is interdependent. For the knowledge also, those who are practicing the path of knowledge, devotion is necessary. What is the devotion? The effort, continuous effort is necessary. And love to know the self. They say, I like to know the self. Who am I? I like to know myself. Okay. But you need that love to know that knowledge. You are going on judging everything, every day, every moment. When some people are praising you, you with a smiling face, you are sitting and accepting those greetings, but you know within yourself, these are all temporary. I am not for this, not these, not these, not these. And that is called the devotion for the knowledge. And the knowledge means clear understanding through judgment, judging the thing that is temporary and judging with or in between that which is permanent. So these two, the anyanya asrayattam iti anye uti anye, the others are telling. Narada, he says, not only me, he is quoting from others also, and he is telling there are people, they will be telling this. The blind emotionalism is dangerous for any faith, any path. Again and again the history has proved that. Every time in every society we are feeling that. But some people, they always accept that because of their own interest. They are just utilizing the religion for their own interest. They will be ruling, they will become the leaders, they will have. So they are utilizing the religion. Anyone will utilize that. But those who are followers, they should understand. That person came and told that pick up that gun and go and kill all the innocent people and you will go to heaven. And we listen that. Why then the hate? Why the God has given me the hate? Shall I not think about it? The hatred, that is called, it is not for the idiots. The religion is for the very intelligent people. What I am going to realize or achieve, that is the question. How I am going to reach the goal? If these two are clear, then discrimination, that is jnana, the knowledge, and the devotion, bhakti, will become a very powerful tool to realize the truth. Narada Bhakti Sutra is really an excellent book. Only not even a complete, a half of the small aphorism. He keeps the complete truth. These two should combine together. Then only success will come. What is the goal? Supreme bliss. That we should understand. That we should remember. What is the goal? In the 4 hands God should stand before me. Okay. After the 4 hands, what you are going to do? Nothing. It is the bliss, it is the joy. When the God comes in that form, I want to see God in that form, and after having that I feel joy. I see that God in everything. Then it is okay. I like to see God in 10 hands. God is Durga. In the next month, the Durga Puja will be there. Okay. I like to see God without form. Okay. But the goal should be the bliss, the joy, without harming others. If it is the harming others, then that cannot be the true path. Cannot be. So that is why it says, what is the goal, the supreme bliss? How I shall know that I am progressing to my goal? This is a very wonderful question, and one every day you should ask yourself. If you are practicing religion, every day we have to ask, am I progressing? Swami Ranganathananda Ji Maharaj used to say that you should keep a record. Every night before going to bed, you should ask yourself, am I a better person today? I was very egoistic. I was very selfish. Now I have come to know that religion means love and unselfishness. I am trying to imbibe that. Am I a better person today? Every day. Then you can understand that you are really progressing. That attachment to worldly objects will decrease. Attachment to divinity will increase. That if you are attached to the worldly objects, so naturally your devotion will decrease. Your religious pursuits will decrease. But if you are attached to the divinity, the God, then the love and the knowledge will increase. The love, understanding, sacrifice, feeling for others, these are the qualities that will increase. Now, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, after telling something, he will give an example. The once he said, how I will understand that God is revealing within myself? Then he said, there was a very rich person, a jamindar, a landlord. He decided to visit a very poor man. Then jamindar, the landlord, cannot just go like that, because it is not very clean, there is no place to sit. The jamindar's people started visiting that man and told, jamindar has self-invited himself and he will visit you. So we like to clean your room. They cleaned the house, and then everything was clear. Then it is painted. The jamindar, where he will sit. So the seat of the jamindar also came, and jamindar was very fond of smoking. So the hubble bubble also, jamindar's own hubble bubble, when it reached, all around people, they were also poor people. So they were wondering why suddenly this man is getting so many things. The light came, the cookeries came, and so the people, they started cooking food also for jamindar, and the jamindar cannot come alone, it will be, retinue will be there. So all these things are happening. And when the jamindar comes, it is only joy. When that landlord comes, it is only joy. The people talk about him. They see so many things are changing. They talk about those things. But when that particular person comes over there, then there is no other talk but only joy. See and enjoy. Similarly, when the God is approaching our heart, that ordinary person suddenly becomes so kind, so compassionate, so good, and that way all his qualities are developing. The wonderfully people, even their parents, even their brothers and sisters, they also wonder, he was not like this and he has changed a lot. People start liking him, they discuss about him. Then one day when he sees the God within his heart, then it is only joy. So that is why Swayam Phala Rupata iti Brahmakumara. The Brahmakumara, who is this Brahmakumara? Narada himself. The Narada is the son of Brahma. That is why the Brahmakumara, Kumara means the son. the son of Brahma, the Brahmakumara. According to him, bhakti itself is realization. It goes on slowly. And the devotion, we will conclude over here on this 30th, and devotion to God begins with mere practices. Those who come, we have seen in our when you join the Ramakrishna order, of course before that also, but when you join, the training begins for all the brahmacharis, the novitiates. They will be getting up this morning, then they change the clothes, they will go to the temple, and after the meditation and prayer, these are the duties they should do. And slowly, you should take the billa leaf in this way, and then you should put in this way, and the tulsi leaf you should wash like this, and then it should be marked with some color, and then it should be offered to Vishnu. Like this, all do's and don'ts, the lists are there. Seniors will be observing. You are learning puja this way. It is called Vaidhi Bhakti. It goes according to the instructions of the scripture. And there are some puja books are there. Those who are interested, you can purchase and you can see. All the lists are there. How you should offer the flower, and what type of mantra you should say, in which corner you should give it, and all those things it goes on. That is called Vaidhi Bhakti. You are going on doing and trying slowly, and again you will say, you are worshipping yourself. Devam bhutva devam yajet. You should become God yourself, and then only you should worship God. Otherwise, no one can worship God. And what is God? Purity. So feel that you are pure, you are pure, you are pure. And constantly, then sometimes you will find that the pujari, the person who is doing the worshipping, that he will keep a flower on his head and meditating. And he is thinking right from the head all through his body up to the toe, a flow of light, amritakskaran. Amrit, that wonderful joy in the form of light, it is pervading the whole body, energizing, and a different personality. And then you are slowly starting the puja. You are imagining. And this is called Vaidhi Bhakti. And when you are continuously, you are practicing the Vaidhi Bhakti, and slowly but steadily, love for God generates. Then you can stop. That particular time of the day you feel I should go and I should sit, I should do the puja. That is the beauty of the devotion. The devotion will itself, the process itself will generate. Then you will feel love for God. Oh, 9 o'clock I am supposed to offer food to God. Oh, what will happen if I cannot offer the food? He is such a respected person. You are not thinking that it is only an image or a picture. You are thinking the real God living over there. In the night time, I have to cover. Nowadays it is cold. We should not put on the fan. And the summertime, there should be a fan, otherwise I will sleep. Can you imagine how people are thinking? Prema Bhakti. That time the bhakti has become love. And in the love, a man in love is constantly thinking about the beloved. Wherever he goes, that at the back of the mind it is there. That is the sign of love. It is also a person who is devoted to God, constantly thinking of God. He will be taking out, or she will be taking out the photo, looking at the photo, and then thinking about God. Anything that they see, good thing, immediately they will take out. See, this is the beautiful thing, oh God. So it is, of course, your creation, but it is truly beautiful. This is a beautiful flower I should offer to God, and the fruit I should purchase and offer to God. And when you are preparing the plate for the God, it should be nicely, just somehow you are giving and hey, eat it. Not like that. You are giving it in such a way that itself looks so wonderful, and that is your love for God will be expressed in that way. 24 hours in all work, that is there. That's called Prema Bhakti. Now, first is Vaidhi Bhakti. then comes the Prema Bhakti. Then finally, when that is also matured, we see in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, there is no difference between the God and the worshipper. They both are same. That is called Urjita Bhakti. That Urjita Bhakti, we have already mentioned in the scriptures, devotional scriptures, there are many different type of bhaktis are there. The Urjita Bhakti means it is just at the final. There, Aham Brahmasmi, that feeling, I and my beloved are one. As the Jesus said, I and my Father in heaven are one. And the one day the Jesus was telling that I will show you the God. And the Philip is one of the disciples who was telling, Sir, won't you show us the God? Then he said, you are living with me. Have you not seen God? Those who have seen the Son have seen the Father. That means he cannot differentiate the God and he. The God becomes he. That is why we find there in almost each and every one, those who have reached to that is the ultimate point of the devotion, Urjita Bhakti. So, and then afterwards we find in the two aphorisms, and the coming next month we will discuss. They are only 31 and 32. The Narada is telling, suppose you go and see a palace. Do you see the king? No. That way you go to the temple, doesn't matter. You have to feel the God within. Friends, it's a beautiful subject, and if one can truly understand what the great devotee Narada is teaching us, is the combination of the knowledge and the devotion, the knowledge that clarifies all the doubts, and then the devotion takes us to the goal, which is nothing but the love, love and love. Thank you very much. If there is any question, we will try to answer.
So, Abhu Nirek, two-part question. The first part question is, for some time now, I am trying to remember Holy Mother throughout my day. I am doing it sincerely, but I don't think I am proceeding ahead. I think I am still where I started. What to do now?
Acha. Second
part is, can I reach the divine without the aid of meditation? Can I only practice puja or bhakti without meditation?
Say this too. The first question, say, I told you, quoting our Yoga Shastra, that you have to continuously going on doing the practice. Whether the Mother, Divine Mother, comes within your heart or not, but you go on thinking about her, reading about her, praying to her, don't ever stop it. So that is the first. Second, when you are doing one thing with attentively, that is meditation. So suppose you are giving a flower at the feet of the God, and you can see the divine feet, and you are offering that flower, the great joy is coming within your heart. That is meditation. So without meditation, nothing can be achieved. But meditation, when you think, that means we have to sit squatting and closing the eyes, and no, that is meditation, of course. But in any way, when the mind becomes one-pointed, that is meditation. Through devotion also we are practicing meditation.
Rohit Datta is asking the next question. As a Jivan Mukta, do you like to be in this world or want to detach from these senses? Another question, how to purify the mind?
The purification of the mind, that is a very good question. And in a Vivek Chudamani, the Shankaracharya is mentioning, the purification means first you have to hear, and we are hearing. What is that? The God is the only reality. The Brahman is the only reality. The Atman is the only reality. and this world is all temporary. And from our own experience also we can understand that. So we are slowly withdrawing our mind from the sense objects. That is called process of purification. The objects of the world are impure, and when you enjoy that, mind become impure. When you detach from that, mind become pure. So this is about the Jivana Mukta. That is the condition when a person is living in this life. At the same time, he is not at all attached. That is called Jivana Mukta. So then who becomes Jivana Mukta will surely enjoy this.
Whereas Vishwarup Ghosh is asking a question, you can just read that. Vishwarup Ghosh, he's asking you to repeat one sloka and then meaning.
Trinadopi sunichena tarodopi sahisnuta. This is that our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shiksha Ashtakam, he mentioned, you should be, I just mentioned here in the talk, you should be humble like a grass. Hundreds of people are walking on the grasses, but grasses are very humble. Similarly, a person should be very humble. Even the people are criticizing him, not cooperating with him. Even that way also he should not lose the faith. That is called Trinadopi and Taroriva Shahishnuta. Even the people who are disturbing, criticizing and trying to do some harm, if there is an opportunity, one should give them help. That is, as the tree is giving the shade to the woodcutter. That is the meaning. Thank you.
Rohit Datta is again asking a question. Is Gayatri Mantra, can it lead us to the highest state? And please, can you tell us what is the essence of Gayatri Mantra?
The Gayatri Mantra is the knowledge, that Bhuba, like that. I am not going to repeat it here. So this Gayatri Mantra, of course, you can help to take us to the emancipation, mukti. And the meaning of Gayatri Mantra, only knowledge. There are books are there, even in the Google search also you will find. So this is the way we can take the help of the very famous mantra, and millions they have practiced this mantra. With the help of the mantra also one can reach. So thank you, friends, and let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.